attacking in our opponent's turn is back. So I was thinking, what cards got a bit of a glow up? So in Street Fighter 6, we are bringing back attacking in our opponent's turn. We're not bringing it back under a keyword of reversal. That was quite a shock to a lot of people, but with the drive abilities and on block abilities, rising uppercut and aerial kikosho can be used to attack in your opponent's turn. What cards can utilize these abilities very well? Well, the first one that came to mind to me was Hasty Retreat. Sacrifice after your attack is completely blocked, add it to your hand. You can apply attacks for the rest of this combat phase. This means that you can use rising uppercut, you can use aerial kikosho, you can use those attacks if they get completely blocked. You're then able to pick it back up and go, I've got this attack for my next turn, or I can hold it even longer and pop it back at you. A character that absolutely loves both of these attacks would be Nick Reagan. Recently reacted to twice per turn, but being able to utilize these abilities in your opponent's turn is going to be very strong. Being able to go, cool, I have my 6-7 aerial kikosho. It is now an 8-9 in your turn that demands an answer. And if I've hit any attack with an enhance in my turn, in your turn, you are going to get hit even more. Still combining that with Science Bros is going to be very powerful. And if you can get a true 100% off in your opponent's turn, you may not have the most ready foundations to get additional speed, but your opponent's going to have ready for all those foundations to get damage, and you're still looking at 8 speed on there already, demanding your opponent has to answer this attack. Even with rising uppercut, turning it into a 6 high for 6 that could gain additional enhances is very powerful. Paul Phoenix has been on the cusp of being very playable for a very long time. Now being able to discard one card to give your attack stun 2, very cool, especially on your opponent's turn. Being able to drop the rising uppercut and going, here I'm going to discard a card, you gain stun 2. With the fire and order symbols, the discard, it could have some synergies itself, Fell Shriek or the Trial of Eren Yeager. Get that stun 2, commit down the board, and then go once per turn. So not once per turn, not limited to your turn. I'm then going to give rising uppercut additional damage equal to your committed foundations. This turns rising uppercut from a cheeky 4 high for 4 into a 4 high for X with stun 2. Very powerful, very cool. Byakugo has air, so does have access to aerial kikoshi. Whether they're going to play it is a separate matter, but being able to once per turn add a card from your discard pile to the top of the deck, being able to mill free to turn that 6-7 into say a 6-10, and then also your attack mill free, your opponent flips foundation. Be able to flip stuff in their turn with Byakugo on face is something that we've only really seen in retro. This is going to be very cool. And then using things like Thunderous Roar, you can end your opponent's attack in their turn. You can catch them off guard and make them very worried. Asui 3 gets an absolute glow up here. Being able to drop a 6 high for 8 that basically goes, cool, I'm going to commit, draw a card from your attack, I'm going to block it, I'm going to ready up my character, I'm going to play my aerial kikoshi, I'm then going to commit Asui, draw a card and say, yeah, can you deal with this? If you block it, I get to ready up and draw even more cards. If you don't block it, you take 8. Yeah, no, that's absolutely solid. That's brutal in its own right. Tabe got an absolute buff with this. Tabe has access to rising uppercut, and with the your attack, remove 1 card in your rival's card pool. This attack gets +2 damage, and your rival's check to block this attack gets -1, and you get to draw a card. So you're replacing rising uppercut from your hand. You've only used it as a block to get this far, and then you get to go, if you completely block this, you're going to destroy foundation. Also, that echo attack you had in your card pool, that scheme that you've been working on to give all your attacks additional damage or mess with my checks, your Scanlan's hand that was in there, your maximum hardening, which is not legal, so you shouldn't be playing in standard. Or the city rampage you got in there, you just go, yeah, no, that's removed, that's gone, no additional damage for you, no additional scheming, no messing about. I'm kicking that from your card pool, and I'm going to draw a card, make your check harder, and make this attack even bigger. And if you block it, you're going to, if you completely block it, you're going to lose a foundation in your turn as well. Yeah, Tabe got an absolute boost in this. And as we see more your attack, or as we see more this attack or your attack cards coming in, we're going to see these kind of attacks get bigger, stronger, and a lot more powerful. I would not be surprised if we see these attacks become more of an issue as people start to play with them, or as people start to crack the codes and make them stronger. I really wouldn't be surprised if, no, I'm not saying that these are going to become issues in any way, shape, or form, but I would not be surprised if characters like Nick Reagan or Rodan or Tabe get that kind of power boost after the nerfs they've had from other things they've lost. There just seems to be a lot of synergy for your attacks and this attack for in your opponent's turn. One of the big things that came up a lot when I was talking about getting reversals back was the fact that reversal attacks needed to do one of two things: put on enough pressure to your opponent that they had to use things from their hands to increase their progressive, use the blocks, and use combat tricks that they had, or they needed to be significant enough that they just ended your opponent's turn. Whether that's because of progression or because of other abilities, it just said, no, you need to deal with this answer, and if you can't, you need to end your turn. As much as I've been down and talking about the synergies, the one thing I will say is I'm so glad these are back. Having the ability to punish lazy pokes, having the ability to punish these lazy turns where your opponent just goes, I'm just going to poke and see what happens, and you know, I'm going to poke and pass, and then you go, cool, block, deal with this, and they go, oh, I was not prepared to deal with this. I was not prepared to have to now deal with a 6 for 7 or a 4 for 4 that is getting all these buffs and all this synergy around my opponent. Forcing your opponent to have some stress, to have some interaction, to have some pressure in their turn is a great thing, and I'm so happy that it's back. Let me know what you think below. Is there any cards that I missed? Is there any synergies that you are really excited to get your hands on, or any characters that you think are going to play these attacks beautifully? Let me know in the comments below, and please make sure you hit that subscribe button if you want to be kept up to date on all the latest Universus news and potentially a lot of the new game shows that I am working on in the background. I will catch you all at game night. Bye.